Welcome to ORAU's Museum of Radiation and Radioactivity, home to the largest collection of historical health physics instruments and nuclear artifacts.
This museum offers a fascinating glimpse into the discoveries of nuclear science. You may already know about Oak Ridge's pivotal role in the Manhattan Project during World War II, but you might be wondering, what is ORAU and why do we have a museum dedicated to the field of radiation protection?
Let's start with what is ORAU. Oak Ridge Associated Universities, ORAU, has partnered with the U.S. Department of Energy and other government agencies to advance national priorities in science, health, and learning since its founding in 1946. The organization was born out of an idea conceived in the aftermath of World War II.
The story begins with Dr. William Pollard, a physics professor at the University of Tennessee, who had a conversation during a dinner party with fellow nuclear physicist Dr. Catherine Way. They discussed what should be done with the federal lab facilities built in Oak Ridge, the secret city, during the war. Dr. Way suggested that someone should organize efforts to collaborate with the government and continue scientific research in the region. At the time, high-level research was rare in the South. Inspired by this idea, Dr. Pollard made it his mission to turn it into reality. The lab facilities became Oak Ridge National Laboratory, ORNL, and the collaborative research efforts led to the creation of ORAU. The federal government contracted ORAU to advise them on hiring scientific personnel and to liaise with educational institutions.
Originally established as the Oak Ridge Institute for Nuclear Studies, ORINS, the organization was later renamed Oak Ridge Associated Universities to reflect its expanded mission. Today, ORAU brings together specialized teams of subject matter experts to tackle research projects and national challenges. Through partnerships with more than 160 major PhD granting institutions, ORAU bridges academia, government, and industry to deliver innovative solutions.
Now that you know more about ORAU, let's dive into the story behind the collection you're here to see today. The ORAU Museum of Radiation and Radioactivity chronicles the history of a field known as health physics. While radiation protection might seem like a more intuitive name, the term health physics was deliberately chosen during World War II when the field was first emerging.
At the time, a straightforward name could have attracted unwanted attention to what was a highly secretive operation. The innocuous term health physics served its purpose and has endured, though it often requires explanation even today. ORAU has had this collection since the mid-1980s when Dr. Paul Frame, a young health physicist who taught courses in professional training programs, was a new hire and began poking around the office and opening cabinets. He found old tools, dosimeters, Geiger counters, and X-ray tubes, and was thrilled to use these artifacts for hands-on learning in his classes. These finds energized him to start a collection. Eventually, he got permission to buy a display case and then even corporate money to buy more artifacts.
When everything went digital in 1999 and our collection became accessible online, public interest exploded. The collection has grown to more than 1,000 items, including some of the most unique and historically significant pieces in the field. The Health Physics Society has even designated the museum as its official repository for archival radiological instruments. For decades, this collection was housed inside a Department of Energy facility, accessible only to those with clearance. In early 2025, the collection was moved to this location, marking the first time the public could view these artifacts firsthand.
Before you begin your tour, we want to briefly point out some of the items you should be on the lookout for as you peruse the museum today. And anything you want to know more about you can find on our website, orau.org/museum. To engage with the collection, we offer a couple activities you can do. In the history hallway, look for a rack with a scavenger hunt and a bingo card. It's also helpful to know there are QR codes and video screens with additional information throughout the space.
Every item in this collection has been scanned and is safe for public display. There's a full book of items that were too hot to be exhibited. Those pieces are in the vault, but the pictures and descriptions are in the Atomic Culture hallway. We've had some brilliant men and women working on our campus over the years. Alvin Weinberg is a name you may know. A lesser-known name, but a fascinating and sharp woman, is Elizabeth Rona. She designed this radiation detector, and it was built here at ORAU.
A little further down, you'll see a shoe-fitting fluoroscope. Go ahead and step up and put your feet in. This used to be a standard way to ensure the shoes you were about to buy fit your feet well. Our display is only a simulation. No need to worry about X-rays.
Don't miss the scientist spotlights down this hall. You'll find biographies and even some personal effects of some of the most influential scientists in the field of radiation. There are a few more spotlights sprinkled into other exhibits, so keep your eyes peeled.
From here, you'll enter the atomic culture section. You must remember that after World War II, many people believed that nuclear science was going to save the world. It was everywhere: movies, comic books, consumer products, medical treatments. In the early 1950s, one of the hot items for Christmas was this Gilbert U-238 Atomic Energy Lab. No, really, it was hot because it came with a radiation source. We removed the source so the lab kit could be on display.
You can see lots of items that were marketed with atomic promotion of some kind. Irradiated golf balls supposedly went further. Polonium spark plugs allegedly gave you a smoother motor performance. We have some gemstones in here. Amethyst, for example, is a type of quartz that owes its purple color to background radiation.
The collection even contains radioactive dinosaur bones that were donated to us from the museums of Western Colorado. Many materials buried in the ground can read as radioactive because of uranium that gets into groundwater. Be sure to check out some items pulled from the devastation of the atomic bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima, and a light cover from the control room of Chernobyl, the location of one of the worst nuclear power plant accidents in history.
Dr. Frame loves instrumentation. There are lots of tools from the 1940s and 50s, which is what Dr. Frame considers the golden age of radiation detection.
Notice all the dosimeters on our mannequin. How many do you count? They wouldn't have all been worn at the same time. This is just a display to demonstrate where dosimeters can be worn. We have the warning light from the world's first true operating reactor, the graphite reactor at ORNL.
While in this hallway, you'll notice the chirping of a Geiger counter. This demonstration shows you what the counter reads as radioactive, but don't worry. What we have on display is about the same as background radiation and is safe for viewing.
These bomb goggles mark a moment in time. Spectators likely wore these during a test that was conducted in the Marshall Islands in the early 1950s. Both military leaders and civilians were invited to watch from an Adirondack chair on a beach about 12.5 miles from where the bomb exploded. They were instructed to shield their eyes and look away to avoid blindness.
Now, we can't talk about civil defense and not talk about fallout shelters. There was a time in our country's history when the government believed that it was in the best interest of families to have personal fallout shelters. Notice this film? One day after a 1952 nuclear weapons test in Nevada, the Health and Safety Laboratory set out sticky film to monitor fallout. Particulates settled on the film, and the film was developed. What you see is radiation emitted by the fallout.
Down this hallway, Dr. Frame collected many unique and valuable gas discharge and X-ray tubes. Some of the tools are more than 100 years old. The purple color on some of them indicates they were used a lot. One of the things that Oak Ridge is known for is the evolution of nuclear medicine, and ORAU played an important role. After World War II, the Atomic Energy Commission, AEC, now the Department of Energy, commissioned 3 facilities to serve as research hospitals that would use radionuclides in nuclear medicine. A hospital at Argonne National Laboratory in Chicago, one near Brookhaven National Laboratory in New York, and the third one was the medical division that ORAU managed in Oak Ridge.
The AEC wanted to know how radionuclides could be used in cancer and tumor treatments. One of the early focuses was on the thyroid. Dr. Marshall Brucer, ORAU's first chairman of the medical division, introduced the idea of using mannequins with radioactive sources as a standardized model to simulate iodine uptake in humans. Doctors had been developing ways to measure thyroid function for a few decades at this point, but there was no consistent method for the field. Dr. Brucer's mannequins used material that simulated the density of human tissue, and gel-like substances around it would change color when exposed to radiation. His invention was groundbreaking, and it could be customized to mimic different body types and sizes. His first model was Anne Boleyn, a nod to King Henry VIII's wife. This is Bonnie Boleyn. There was a joke around the medical division that Dr. Brucer had a harem.
In its 24 years of operation, ORAU's medical division was involved in all kinds of research and success stories. Another thing we're known for is how cancer patients receive treatment. Previously, patients would get large, localized radiation doses. ORAU revolutionized that by building apartments where patients would live during their treatment. There were sources located throughout the apartment so that patients received lower doses of radiation over longer periods of time.
ORAU's medical division was a small facility with only 30 to 35 beds. In its 24 years of operation, 3,500 patients came through these doors.
By the early 1970s, nuclear medicine had come a long way, and the Department of Energy recognized that its mission was no longer medicine. The 3 research hospitals were closed. But the government had the foresight that our country still needed to continue training people how to handle nuclear incidents. So doctors and researchers who worked at ORAU's medical division rolled that knowledge into a deployable asset, the Radiation Emergency Assistance Center Training Site, REACS. REACS has 2 key missions: 24/7 emergency response and training for the physicians, industrial hygienists, and medical personnel who might be called upon to care for those accidentally exposed to radiation.
Finally, we want you to understand the significance of our 12-foot Hymn to Life artwork. It was commissioned in honor of the patients who received treatment at the ORAU Medical Division, and it was paid for by patients, their family, and friends. The mural is an image of leaves reaching up toward an unmistakable dove and olive branch, and it consists of thousands of one-each pieces of ceramic tile. We were able to preserve the weathered art and move it from its original facility to this lobby to serve as a reminder of ORAU's history in dedication to a better tomorrow. Now, we think you're ready. Enjoy ORAU's Museum of Radiation and Radioactivity.